Hello, 9th standard CBSE children. Have a good day. Have a nice day. I hope you are all doing well. And today we are going to do video number 19, continuation of the lesson, chapter 7, diversity in living organisms as part 4. Right? In part 1, we have learnt in the same topic diversity as Phy Kingdom concept, and in part 2 we have learnt about plant kingdom, otherwise kingdom plantae, and part 3 as kingdom animalia. Right? Now in this session, video number 19, we are going to do the same topic, diversity in living organism, especially with reference to Phy Kingdom classification, some of them in tabular form and few of them representation as pictures, as many pictures that we could collect, that we are going to discuss. Sorry. And then one more clarification I would like to say, when we are doing video number 14 and 15 and this continuation of this lesson, right? But I think you would have taken it for learning discussion for test what you have written, but I have not done so. We are just continuing the lesson as video number 14, diversity in living organism part 1, video number 15 and part 2. So we'll just continue now video number 19. What are you seeing in this video screen? We have biological classification. Yeah, and why do we need classification? What is the basis for classification? All that we have started discussing, learning in video number part 1, video number 14, part 1. Yeah, and we find different forms of life on the earth. As example, starting from microscopic organism, bacteria or viruses as living and non-living, to highest are the gigantic plant redwood tree found in California, which is 100 meters tall. Same way in animal, it is 30 meters, the gigantic blue whale. So starting from microscopic to gigantic plant and animal, we don't know what are they, how are they, from where they have come. Yeah. So we need to classify the living organisms on earth. So that basis, it was Greek thinker Aristotle. First he started classifying animals. The Greek thinker Aristotle, first he started classifying animals. From there, first animal that live in sea include, what are all underwater organisms? Include corals, whales, octopus, starfish and shark. Is it not? But at the same time, all of them will have different form and size. Otherwise, different size and shapes. Is it not? Now, which is a common character for that? It is only the habitat. What is a habitat? Habitat is a place where the living organisms live. I hope you could recollect this point. Is it not? So here the common character they share is only the habitat. Apo we need to think about the differences in body, form and function. That we name it as characteristics. What is the characteristic feature of the given organism? So adakku scientists say that it is appearance or behavior. Appearance the form, behavior and the function. So we just say appearance or behavior, where appearance referring to form and behavior refers to function. I hope you understand this. So in the madri ஒரு basis of classification, otherwise we say criteria for classification. In that, first it is scientists classified first based on form and function solitary. Second one, whether they are formed of single cell or many cell. Other than they are as unicellular and multicellular organisms. Again, under that they categorized as prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Karyo referring to nucleus, pro referring to before nucleus, and un referring to true nucleus. Okay, so prokaryotes, they are cells, unicellular organisms appeared before the formation of true nucleus. Then what happens to the nucleus here? The nucleus, it is just represented by genetic material. That is, they are referred to as incipient nucleus or nucleoid. So in the madri, whereas multicellular, they have well defined nucleus with the outer nuclear membrane, inner to that nucleoplasm enclosing nucleolus and chromatin network in the form of chromosome. So the very basis of classification that started helpful in classifying the organism. Now what you are seeing in the video figure is just Phy Kingdom classification, where they are classified into 5 kingdom as Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. And it was this scientist R.H. Whittaker in the year 1969. R.H. Whittaker in the year 1969 proposed 5 kingdom classification. What are all? Kingdom Monera, Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Plantae and Kingdom Animalia. I hope you understand. Earlier, the classification was 2 kingdom classification, and then it was in plants, it is by Bentham and Hooker system of classification, but still it is followed today. Bentham and Hooker system of classification in flowering plants, and there are different scientists who are classifying plants and animals. So latest on the 5 kingdom classification proposed by R.H. Whittaker. Okay, so we'll continue as next one. 1 minute, you just go through R.H. Whittaker, the scientist Padangate, na name the scientist na cholluven. That you need to go through it. Okay. And second one, what is the need for classification? Classification is essential to achieve the following. What are all? To relate things based on common characteristic features. To relate things based on common characteristic features. To define organisms based on salient features. Salient features what is that related to that particular organism, that particular group. So to define organisms based on the salient features, and it helps in knowing the relationship among different group of organisms. Classifying the organism helps in knowing relationship among different groups of organisms, right? And it also helps in understanding evolutionary relationship between organisms. Evolution, occurrence of organisms in the earlier life. Otherwise, we say past history. I hope you could follow this. So, need for classification, essential to achieve the following. What are all? To relate things based on common characters. To define organism based on the salient features, helps in knowing relationship among different groups of organisms, and it helps in understanding the evolutionary relationship between organisms. I hope you understand. For second, go through panel, need for classification, then I go to next step. Can you? Shall I go to? Right. The next one, it is Phy Kingdom Classification. This is pictorial representation. This is normally called tree chart. Tree chart na base la irundhu adu eppadi branches ஆகுதுன்னா. So this classification, as I said, Monera, Protista, Fungi, Kingdom, Plantae, Animalia. Yeah. So Monera, the first classification under it is Monera. Animals, they are prokaryotic in nature. Prokaryotes na enna sollirken? They are having nucleus without nuclear membrane and nucleoplasm. Yeah. So as prokaryotes, they are having incipient nucleus. That means the nucleus is just represented by genetic material. Right. So what are the characteristic feature prokaryotic? They are unicellular and they absorb or photosynthesize structure. That means என்ன சொல்றது, nutrition, it is autotrophic or heterotrophic nutrition. And then they are motile or non-motile. Some of them may show movement, that is motility, motile or locomotion, and non-motile, some of them they are not moving. And this motile structure, they have cilia or flagella. What is given? Hair-like cilia or whip-like flagellum. Sorry. So Monera, prokaryotic organisms, they are unicellular. They absorb food or they can photosynthesize, and they show motility or they are non-motile, and reproduction is by asexual method. What is asexual reproduction? There is only single parent is involved, no formation of gametes and no variation will occur. இந்த மூணு உனக்கு தூக்கத்தில் எழுப்பி கேட்டால் கூட characters of asexualனா உனக்கு சொல்ல தெரியணும். சரி, what are all asexual? Single parent is involved, no formation of gametes, no fusion of, no formation of gametes nalle no fusion, and then no variation will occur. Right. Then second one, protist. இங்கே பாரு, ஃபிகர் இதில் என்னெல்லாம் சொல்லியிருக்கு பற்றியா? இது பரமேசியம், இது பாக்டீரியா. சரியா? மொனேரால அந்த இது அதே மாதிரி இதுலேயும் பாரு எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ் கொடுத்துருக்கு. இந்த ஃபிகரும் ஆனால் இதில் நேம் இல்லை, அதனால் கன்ஃபியூஸ் பண்ணிக்காது. இது ஜஸ்ட்டு ஒரு அட்ராக்டிவாக இருக்குது, அதனால் போட்டிருக்கேன். சரியா? தென் ஹியர் protist as eukaryotic, unicellular or multicellular. Again, eukaryotic na all the organisms will have true, idellame bacteria, paramecium idu irukku. Seriya? Idu paramecium idella bacteria, idu rendu bacteria. Then prokaryote la some bacteria there, sorry, idellame bacteria. அதோட டீட்டெயில்ஸ் நம்ம அடுத்தது படிப்போம். டேப்லெட் காலம் படிக்கிறது மொனீராவோட ஃபர்தர் டீட்டெயில்ஸ் we will learn. சரியா? So protist, eukaryotic, presence of true nucleus, unicellular, they are single cell or multicellular, many cell organisms, and they absorb food material, so they may be heterotroph or ingest. They can take the whole food. Amoeba will ingest the whole food, and they may be phototrophic, photosynthesize. This is Spirogyra, where they can multicellular, they can prepare their own food, and reproduction is both by sexual and asexual reproduction. Asexual, just now I said earlier, what is that? Asexual reproduction naka single parent involved, no formation of gamete, no variation will occur. Adu asexual. Sexual two parents are involved, formation of gametes by male and female sex organ, variation will occur. But at the same time, in this protist, they are small and lower organisms. So that sexual reproduction, it is not as well defined as that of the higher organism. Here mainly this sexual reproduction is mainly by the method called conjugation. Are you clear? The next one is kingdom fungi. Earlier, fungi was included under kingdom plantae, but here, as it is having a separate salient features, mainly all of them are non-chlorophyllous. Chlorophyll is totally absent. So they are fully heterotrophic. அதனால அதுக்கு வந்து ஒரு separate status கொடுத்து they are included under separate kingdom fungi. And again they are eukaryotic, multicellular, absorb food materials. They are as heterotroph. Heterotroph they may be parasites, saprophytes, and they are showing symbiotic association. And the next tabular column padipom, right? So these are all fungi separate kingdom. Then for the next one is plantae, that is kingdom, animal kingdom, plant kingdom padikkalam. Some fourth kingdom in Whittaker's kingdom plantae, and they are eukaryotic, multicellular. They can prepare their own food and all the photosynthesize children, and they don't show any motility. They don't move from place to place, but their plant parts will show movement. Okay, so then they reproduce mostly sexual reproduction, but at the same time there are vegetative method of reproduction will take place in plant kingdom. அது வந்து அடுத்தது நம்ம details plant kingdom படிக்கிறது சொல்லி தருவேன். Okay, then animalia kingdom, animalia again they are eukaryotic, multicellular. They can ingest food, heterotroph. They show movement, they move from place to place, and they have locomotor organs as pseudopodia, body setae, tentacles, cilia, and appendages. That is locomotor organ, and they reproduce both by sexual and asexual. Asexual வந்து hydra, budding, amoeba, fission, and அதெல்லாம் வந்து நம்ம lowerல படிச்சிட்டோம், protistல படிச்சிட்டோம் இல்லையா? But at the same time some of them they may show with the help of இப்போ insects எடுத்துட்டேன்னா they have appendages. அது மாதிரி இருக்கும். I hope you understand this. So this is we say tree chart for Phy Kingdom classification. Kingdom, Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, and animalia. Okay. The next one, it is nama textbook la irukkiradhu. This is organism. This is produced. It is proposed by Robert H. Whittaker. நம்ம R.H. Whittaker first சொன்னேன் இல்லையா? In the year 1969. So he classified organisms as prokaryotic and eukaryotic. And prokaryotes include Monera, kingdom Monera. And eukaryote, they are further classified as unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular, example, Protista. Multicellular, they are further classified into with the cell wall and without cell wall. Without cell wall, na, all animals, kingdom Animalia. Whereas with the cell wall, kingdom Plantae, they are phototrophic in nature. They are autotrophs. They can prepare their own food. Whereas kingdom Fungi, they are heterotroph. I hope you understand. இது நம்ம textbookல உள்ளது. Just ஒரு second go through பண்ணு. இதே மாதிரி தான் உனக்கு flow chart போட தெரியணும். இதுல missing group of classification by R.H. Whittaker questions may be asked. Are you clear? So this is textbook flow chart RH Whittaker. I hope you understand. Hmm? The next one, it is again pictorial representation. We take as Phy Kingdom Classification as Kingdom Protist. Kingdom Protist. அதில் protozoans and algae இருக்கு. இதில் Kingdom Protistல protozoanum algae இருக்கு. Now first Monera Kingdom Monera. These are all different size and shapes of bacteria. First Monera. Different example on the bacteria. There are different size and shapes of bacteria. Are you clear? And this is Kingdom Protist, where we have protozoans, amoeba, euglena and paramecium. This is paramecium. Amoeba, euglena and paramecium. Now this paramecium, can you see this hair-like structure? So this is hair-like cilia. This is hair-like cilia. And this is euglena, single whip-like flagellum. Euglena, single whip-like flagellum. And this is algae. So this is for Kingdom Protista. The next one, Kingdom Fungi. Example, mushroom, yeast and bread mold. Rhizopus padipponla, slim mold or bread mold. As mushroom, இது வந்து நாய்க்கொடை சொல்லுவோம்ல, அது mushroom, yeast, bread mold. Are you clear? Then Kingdom of Plants. இது வந்து conifer tree, broad-leaved tree, fern, mosses. Actually, இது வந்து bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. நம்ம அடுத்த டேபிள் படிப்போம். தனியா plant kingdom படிக்கிறது சொல்லித் தருவேன். Kingdom, sorry, இதில் வந்து bryophyta, pteridophyta, gymnosperm and angiosperm. அடுத்தது நம்ம வந்து Kingdom Plantae details படிப்போம். This is Kingdom of Animals, where animals are classified into different phyla. Phylum singular, phyla plural. Are you clear? So this is for Whittaker's Phy Kingdom Classification. Again I say there are some pictures which is attractive and easily understand easily. So it is self-explanatory. Otherwise you say descriptive part. This is self-explanatory with the example. Go through panna or second pictures. In a picture veche the Phy Kingdom example you can write off here one. As I used to say, CBSE la nee magga pannave vendam. Okay. The next one, it is again இது இன்னும் ரொம்ப அழகா இருக்குன்னு நான் போட்டேன். ரொம்ப attractive இருக்கு. As organism, prokaryotes with the tiny simple cells, no true nucleus, no organelles. இது நான் சொல்லணும். Organelles are membrane bound structure present inside the cytoplasm. As we know, cell formed of nucleus and cytoplasm, and that cytoplasm includes some living inclusions as mitochondria, Golgi body, ribosome, lysosome, plastids. So they are called organelles. These organelles, they are having membrane bound structure. So here in prokaryotes there is no organelle. Whereas eukaryotes, they are large, more complex cells. They have true nucleus and numerous organelles are present. Organelles என்ன சொல்லிருக்கேன்? They are mitochondria, Golgi body, ribosome, lysosome, endoplasmic reticulum and plastids. And then eukaryotes, they are further classified as organism with the cell wall, without cell wall. With the cell wall, they are as Plantae and Kingdom Fungi. Plants வந்து they are autotroph, they can prepare their own food. இது வந்து heterotroph, they cannot make their own food, so they depend on other organisms for food. So they can be parasites, saprophytes or symbiotic association. Okay, and without cell wall, they are as multicellular all organism, and they may be unicellularly protista வந்து without cell wall. சரியா? So example animals, and whereas here protist வந்து example amoeba and algae. Monera க்கு example bacteria. இது கொஞ்சம் attractive இருந்ததனால I made this presentation. I hope you could understand. ஒரு செகண்ட் கோ த்ரூ பண்ணு. இந்த இதில் தான் salient features படிச்சோம்ல, இந்த பாயிண்ட்ஸ் தான் salient features. Are you clear? சரி, next one. Fungi example yeast, mold, mushroom. in the previous pictureல படிச்சோம்ல, yeast உனக்கு தெரியும், mold வந்து என்னது பிரெட் மோல்டு பிக்சர் ஞாபகம் இருக்கா உனக்கு? அடுத்து வந்து கொஞ்சம் ஃபார்வர்ட் பண்ணி பாருங்க, சாரி பேக் பண்ணி பாருங்க. அண்ட் மஷ்ரூம் வந்து நாய்க்குடைன்னு படிச்சோம்ல, தட் இஸ் அகாரிகஸ். அது வந்து இதுக்கு எக்ஸாம்பிள், ஈஸ்ட், மோல்ட் அண்ட் மஷ்ரூம். ரைட். த நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன் அகெயின் சிம்பிள் ஃப்ளோ சார்ட். ஆர்கானிசம், ப்ரோகாரியோட் அண்ட் யூகாரியோட். ப்ரோகாரியோட்ஸ்னா அது வந்து ஒன்லி கிங்டம் மொனீரா மட்டும். யூகாரியோட்ல யூனிசெல்லுலாருக்கு புரோட்டிஸ்டா, மல்டி செல்லுலாருக்கு வித் செல் வால், வித்வுட் செல் வால் ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோ. வித் செல் வால்ல ஹெட்டரோட்ராப் அண்ட் ஆட்டோட்ராப். ஆட்டோட்ராப் வந்து கிங்டம் பிளான்டே, ஹெட்டரோட்ராப் கிங்டம் அனிமல், சாரி கிங்டம் ஃபஞ்சை. ஃபஞ்சை எக்ஸாம்பிள் மஷ்ரூம், ஈஸ்ட், bread mold. mold னு படிச்சோம், bread mold ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோ. mushroom, agaricus, yeast we know, and then bread mold. I hope you understand. The next one, இது go through பண்ணியா? The next one, it is this presentation is also you can identify and remember easily. அதுக்காக தான் நான் நிறைய flow chart கொடுத்திருக்கேன் இதுல. kingdom monera, protista, fungi, plantae, animalia. அல்ல kingdom monera ல example bacteria and blue green algae. kingdom monera, bacteria and blue green algae. Whereas protista, they are unicellular and another one protozoan. unicellular algae and protozoan. Right? Whereas in fungi, it is only fungal group தான். என்னெல்லாம் இப்ப சொன்னேன் ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? மஷ்ரூம், அகாரிகஸ், ஈஸ்ட் and bread mold. அது ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோ. And they are heterotroph, non-chlorophyllous, absence of chlorophyll. So they are non-chlorophyllous. So they are heterotroph. They cannot prepare their own food. So they occur as they depend on other organisms for food. So they may be parasite, saprophyte, and are in symbiotic association. Symbiotic association, typical example, lichens. Lichens are combination of fungal and algal filaments. அது வந்து next படிப்போம். தனித்தனியா படிக்கிறது we will learn. Are you clear? Then kingdom plantae, they are multicellular algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. நம்ம ஏற்கனவே படிச்சோம் இல்லையா? அது multicellular algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. இதெல்லாம் நம்ம தனித்தனியா படிக்கிறது. I have said in previous part 1, 2, 3. I hope you could recollect this. Multicellular algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, and angiosperm. Right? Whereas kingdom animalia, நம்ம part 3ல படிச்சோம்ல, phylum Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, phylum Mollusca, Echinodermata, and phylum Chordata. நம்ம ஞாபகம் வருதா? இந்த phylumல part 3ல படிச்சிருக்கோம். phylum Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, phylum Chordata. Phylum Chordata, they are vertebrates. I hope you could recollect this. Kingdom Animalia வந்து part 3ல படிச்சிருக்கோம். ஞாபகப்படுத்திக்கோ. பிளான்டே வந்து பார்ட் 2ல வீடியோ நம்பர் பார்ட் 2ல படிச்சிருக்கோம். 15 ஐ ரிமெம்பர். ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? சரி, நெக்ஸ்ட் போட்டுமா? Next one, it is merits and demerits of this Phy Kingdom classification. என்ன சொல்றது? The classification is based on complexity of cell structure and organization of thallus. Here thallus, it is the plant body நம்ம படிச்சோம் இல்லையா? Starting from plant kingdom ல படிச்சோம் இல்லையா? The plant body is thallus. In thallophyta, it is thallus. Same way in kingdom fungi, the plant body is called mycelium, which in turn formed of numerous hyphae. And the madari root, stem and leaf, when they are absent, the plant, it is called plant body, represented by the name called thallus. Okay, and it is based on mode of nutrition. Nutrition normally autotrophs, all green plants. Heterotrophs வந்து parasite, saprophyte and symbiotic association, right? And then separation of fungi from plants, and it shows phylogeny of the organism. And demerits, kingdom Monera and Protista, it accommodate both. The kingdom accommodate both. And both autotroph and heterotroph organisms. And cell wall lacking and cell wall bearing organisms. இந்த மாதிரி ரெண்டையும் ஒரே இதுல சேர்க்கிறது. And making these two groups more heterogeneous. And viruses வந்து in the kingdom of classification, Phy Kingdom classification ல virus எதுலையுமே சேர்க்கலை. அதுதான் major defect. Are you clear? The next one, it is kingdom Protista. இது just சில pictures எனக்கு கிடைச்சதுன்னா அதை மட்டும் கலெக்ட் பண்ணி போட்டிருக்கேன். Kingdom Protista. ஒரு செகண்ட் பாரு, ஏதாவது உனக்கு ரெக்கலெக்ட் பண்ண முடியுறதா? Kingdom Protista. என்ன எக்ஸாம்பிள்? Kingdom Protista. Think பண்ணு. Kingdom Protista. Example. கொஞ்சமாவது சொல்லு. Kingdom Protista, they are eukaryotic and multicellular. Sorry, they are eukaryotic and unicellular. They are motile and non-motile. எல்லாம் ஞாபகம் வருதா? Example, amoeba, plasmodium and paramecium. Okay, the next one, kingdom Protista, they are eukaryotes, most of them unicellular, some may be multicellular. Example, seaweed, it is an algae, and they are autotroph or heterotroph. And protists contain organisms that do not fit into other eukaryotic kingdom. These features எதெல்லாம் eukaryotic உள்ள fit பண்ண முடியலையோ all other eukaryotes, they are included under Protista. சரி, protists evolved from prokaryotes as bacteria, and it may be plant-like, animal-like, or fungus-like. That is a group called Microplasma. And last it is as Microplasma. I hope you understand. The next one, it is tabular column. இது வந்து கொஞ்சம் உல்டாவா இருக்கு. I don't know how to revert it. Just நான் வந்து உனக்கு QBல தருவேன். நீ அப்போ வந்து அதை புரிஞ்சுக்கோ. இந்த tabular column QBல தருவேன். அதை கொஞ்சம் பார்த்துக்கோ. இதுக்கு அடுத்ததுல தந்திருக்கேன், இருந்தாலும் பாரு. QBல இருக்கும், அடுத்ததுல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். இதை பாரு. Kingdom, Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. Characters என்னெல்லாம்? Cell type, they are as prokaryotes or eukaryotes, right? And then cell organization, they are unicellular or multicellular. Okay, and the cell wall, whether it is present or absent. And nutritional class na their mode of nutrition, as I said, they are autotroph, whether they can prepare their own food, or heterotroph, the nutrition. And mode of nutrition வந்து whether they are absorptive or they can prepare their own food, that is mode of nutrition. சரியா? So here actually நம்மளோட டெக்ஸ்ட் புக்ல அந்த QBல நான் தரது வந்து comparison of Phy Kingdomல நியூட்ரிஷனுக்கு autotroph, under that for kingdom Monera, அதாவது பாக்டீரியாக்கு they are autotroph, but it is called for bacterial photosynthesis. It may be phototropic or chemoautotropic. சரியா? அதே மாதிரி ஒரு கிளாசிஃபிகேஷன்ல சொல்லியிருக்கேன், that you can understand. And it is given mode of nutrition தான் actually autotroph heterotroph னு சொல்லுவோம். இதுல வந்து அது additional வந்து they are absorptive or ingestive, அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு குரூப் இருக்கு. நான் டீடைல்ஸ் சொல்லி தரேன் அடுத்த செஷன்ல. actually these two should go together. Okay, the next one, it is அதே தான் காட்டுறேன். இதுல பாரு, இதுல கிளியரா இருக்கு mode of nutrition per hour. மீதில நான் ஆல்ரெடி சொல்லியாச்சு, so I am not repeating, you will just go through mode of nutrition. இதுல பாரு, mode of nutrition autotrophic, இதுல வந்து chemosynthetic and photosynthetic. Moneraல they are chemosynthetic and photosynthetic, right? And they may be heterotrophs as parasite or saprophyte, whereas protista they are photosynthetic or again autotroph or heterotroph. Fungi la kanna mudindu they are heterotroph nu sollirom, right? They are parasitic or saprophytic. And plantae photosynthetic, and animalia they are also heterotrophic in nature. Okay, heterotrophic in nature, right? And mode of reproduction la conjugation sexual reproduction in lowermost organism conjugation, and gamete fusion, and fungi la fertilization will occur. Fungi kingdom, fungi, plantae and animalia la fertilization will occur. adella vandu enna solradhu, as I said, it is not as fungi la it is not as well-defined fertilization as in plantae and animalia. The conjugation la, the as a result of conjugation, it is called, the resultant is called zygospore. Zygote சொல்ல மாட்டோம், zygospore. இதே மாதிரி protista la it is zygospore. And kingdom fungi லையும் zygospore தான் சொல்லுவோம். Okay, so kingdom plantae and animalia la தான் we say it is zygote, well formed zygote will formed. Whereas on the plantae layum lowermost algae and bryophyte la they are called zygospore. அது அடுத்தது நம்ம ஞாபகம் இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். நான் வீடியோ 14 வந்து Phy Kingdom சொல்லி கொடுத்துருக்கேன். 15ல வந்து இந்த மாதிரி சொல்லியிருக்கேங்க. பார்ட் 1 வந்து Phy Kingdom, பார்ட் 2 வந்து Plant Kingdom டீட்டெயில்ஸ் படிச்சிருக்கோம். பார்ட் 3ல வந்து Animal Kingdom டீட்டெயில்ஸ் படிச்சோம் இல்லையா, அதில் இந்த ஃபர்டிலைசேஷன் டீட்டெயில்ஸ் உனக்கு ஞாபகம் வரணும். ஐ ஹோப் யூ அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட். ஷால் ஐ கோ டு நெக்ஸ்ட்? நான் இது வந்து எல்லாமே நம்ம ஏற்கனவே படிச்சது, பட் ஸ்பெஷலி வித் ரெஃபரன்ஸ் டு when we discuss plantae and animalia, you should recollect part 2 and part 3 videos. இந்த சாப்டரோட part 2 and part 3 நீங்க ஞாபகப்படுத்திக்கோ. Okay, the next one, it is Microplasma சொன்னேன்ல, it is having என்ன சொல்றது, அதுக்கு வந்து ஒரு ஸ்பெஷல் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்னே கிடையாது. It has cell membrane, ribosome and DNA strand. It is leafless, stemless and rootless structure, that is called Microplasma. I hope you are able to understand this. So this is Phy Kingdom classification of organisms proposed by Whittaker. என்னெல்லாம் kingdom, protista, monera, protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. I hope you understand. So this is for chapter 7, diversity in living organism, video number 19, and part 4 we have discussed. Right? Next on the nama question answers sila idella nama complete panni we will complete this chapter. I hope you understand well. Okay, we'll continue in the next session. Thank you. Nalla go through panni because it is a lengthy chapter, hence I made it as different parts. Okay, so we'll continue in the next session. Thank you.